Foxtrot, enter left base, runway 18, contact the tower, 118.7, good day.
Alright, enter left base, runway 18, tower 18.7, have a good day, Niner for Foxtrot. Alps Tower, good morning, Skog 519 for Foxtrot on a 12-mile left base, runway 18.
194 Foxtrot, that is runway 18, clear to land.
Alright, clear to land, runway 18, Niner for Foxtrot.
Little Rock approach AC 4124 is 15 for 10, Sierra.
AC 4124, Little Rock approach, expect runway 4 left, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain 6,000.
Hello YouTube and welcome back to another episode of Line Up and Wait, aviation interviews and stories. On this episode of Line Up and Wait, we talk with my own brother, Dillon Greene. Dillon is a ramp agent for Dillon Aviation, working the American Regional product, and also a ramp agent for World Flight Services, doing ramp for UPS and Allegiant up in Reno, Nevada at the Reno Tahoe International Airport. Now, before we get into this video, let's talk about social media. Greene Brothers Flying is on every main social media platform. We are on Instagram at @GreenBrothers_Flying, on Facebook as Greene Brothers Flying, on Twitter at Flying Green, and on Discord. All links will be in the description below. Dillon, welcome to the podcast.
Appreciate you having me. Thank you very much.
So, you work for Dillon Aviation and World Flight Service. So, tell me a little bit about Dillon Aviation and the American Regional product in Reno.
So, what Dillon Aviation does in Reno, we work the mainline product. We clean their mainline product. So, if you fly in, we will clean the airplane before boarding, and then we also do the raw aircraft, so we deep clean it at night, and we also do the ramp and cleaning for the American product, which is Mesa. So, we do that as well.
Awesome. And how many flights do you guys work a day on the ramp for the American Regional product and Mesa?
For Mesa, we work about two flights a day, 7 days a week. So we work a lot for the regional product.
Cool. And where are those regional flights coming from? Are they coming from Dallas, Phoenix, Charlotte? Where are those flights coming from?
So Mesa operates the CRJ 900 LR to Reno, and so most of I would say 90% of our flights do come from Phoenix, while about 10% of our flights come from Dallas.
Awesome. Also, I see in these notes here that you work for World Flight Service, doing ramp for UPS and Allegiant. Tell me a little bit more about this Allegiant contract before we jump into the main part of this, which is UPS.
So yeah, basically for Allegiant, I'm a ramp agent, so I'm responsible for your bags if you're going one of our airplanes. So I load the airplanes, I marshal, wing walk the airplanes, and I also push back the airplanes as well at times.
Cool. What destinations does Allegiant serve from the Reno Tahoe Airport?
So right now, Allegiant serves Las Vegas, and we're soon starting John Wayne Santa Ana Airport. That is a new route we just picked up.
Cool. And when does that route start?
I believe it was supposed to start in this December 17th, but I believe it has been postponed until mid-January.
All right, and people can get their tickets for that route at Allegiant.com if they were to want to fly that route from Reno?
Absolutely. They can go on the Allegiant website. They can purchase tickets at the ticket counter as well at the airport, or they can do so through the Allegiant mobile app.
Cool. So let's get into the meat and great of this episode. World Flight Service and doing ramp for UPS. Can you explain to us what a normal day working the ramp is for UPS?
So a normal day for just anyone involved in the operation, we have about 40 to 50 people that will work any given shift. And so normal day is we have assigned stations, assigned work areas that we do. Some people are certified tug drivers. Some people are what we call ground crew, and then some people are what we call top deck. So top deck is basically people unloading and loading the cans from the top of the aircraft. The ground crew is responsible for marshaling in the tug drivers and getting the cans on and off the dollies with the unloading process. And of course, the tug drivers are responsible for driving the cans around and sorting them and bringing them to the sort facility and such.
So, what do you do for UPS working for World Flight Service?
So I like to say I'm part of the heart and soul of the operation, because without what I do, there would be no operation. So my position for World Flight Services and UPS is I am part of the cargo sort platform team. So what that basically is, what we'll get feeder trucks in that will have anywhere between 4 and 5 cans on the truck, and based off the can number and the manifest, we will either sort it East Coast or West Coast. And so those cans can weigh anywhere from, 1,000 pounds to 6,000 pounds, and it's all manual labor. So they can get heavy at times, but based off the can number and the manifest, it's either going to our West Coast airplanes or our East Coast airplanes.
So, you mentioned East and West Coast. What are some of your East Coast destinations, and what are some of your West Coast destinations?
Our destinations vary depending on season. So right now, since we're in peak season, right now our night or PM destinations are right now just Louisville and Ontario. And so we'll have 2 planes for Ontario and 2 planes for Louisville.
And what planes do you usually work? Are you East or West Coast crew?
I'm neither. I'm right in the middle. I do CSP's cargo sort platform, so I'm responsible for sending the right cans out to the right airplane, whether it be East Coast or West Coast. We get both cans.
So, can you go more in depth what cargo sort platform is for our viewers who maybe don't know what a cargo sort platform is?
So cargo sort platform, CSP, is basically a big platform that's hydraulic, and it has rollers on it that it's got rollers and scales, so we can easily move the cans around it, and whenever they come off a truck, we have to weigh them, get the weight, put it down on the manifest, and then we send it down a elevator, and then we put it on a dolly, and then that tug driver will take it to either our West Coast or East Coast airplane.
So you don't operate the K loader that lifts the cans up into the planes?
Correct. No, I do not operate the K loader. I just operate the CSP, which is the cargo sort platform.
Cool. We'll probably add some pictures later on in this episode at the end, or maybe into here. But do you have any pictures of a CSP or any work photos, videos that you might want to add into here if you can?
Yeah. I've got a whole bunch of different photos and just a day in the life of me. So yeah, don't be a problem at all.
Cool. So, obviously UPS has a diverse fleet, and obviously Louisville is pretty far from Reno. So, what kind of planes, aircraft do you guys get to Reno from UPS? Maybe your normal planes, and then since it's peak season, maybe a plane that shows up, 2 or 3 times a week.
So our normal operation always calls for the A300 and the 757. So depending on the day, depending on what the season is, depending on how much cargo, the 57 is usually responsible for the West Coast, and the A300 is usually going to be East Coast. But now that it's peak season and it's Christmas, we're seeing an A300 and a 75 for East Coast, and then a 75, an A300, and a 76 that we get periodically for the West Coast.
Cool. Can you elaborate on, what aircraft is bigger, A300, 75 in normal day-to-day operations, and then maybe the 76, how is each cargo aircraft broken down? How many cans can it hold? Do you stack packages on those aircraft like, a regular ramper would stack bags in the belly of an aircraft? Can you go more in detail on that?
Yeah, sure, that won't be a problem. So with the A300, there is no quote-unquote package stacking. They're all in cans. So the A300 is separated in two decks, top deck and bottom deck. And so the big cans will go on the top deck. And then we have something called AMP cans, which will go on the bottom deck. The bottom deck is a lot smaller than the top deck. And so depending on the can size, it defines whether it goes on top deck or the bottom deck. And the A300 holds 21 cans on top deck. I'm not sure how many on the bottom. The 757 holds 15 top. And the thing about the 757 is that in the belly and the pits, we actually have to stack packages like bags.
Very interesting. And of course, you being an ath geek, and a lot of ath geeks, maybe somebody's out there wanting to work cargo for UPS or maybe even FedEx. What's your favorite aircraft to work?
My favorite aircraft to work. I've only worked the A300 and the 757. Both has their challenges and, of course, disadvantages. With the 757, I'm usually the one responsible for the pit, so stacking the packages can get very, very tiring, and so it does cause quite a bit of a workout. So you will get tired afterward. And the A300 just holds a lot of cans and is really, really long. So you're going to be pushing them for a while. So, I really don't have a favorite aircraft per se. If I'm feeling lazy, then I would probably want to do the top deck. But, most of the time, I'm ready to go. Put me wherever, it doesn't matter to me.
I see. And, how much do those packages that you stack in the bottom of a 7.5, like you would stack a bag for a normal ramper, how much do those weigh? Are they 20, 30 pounds, 5 pounds? Can they get up there in the hundreds of pounds, And is it a one-person bin, or is there multiple people in there?
So usually with the 757, there's usually, depending on who the person is, there's usually 2 people, but there's usually as much as 3 people in the bin. The packages can weigh from a couple ounces to hundreds of pounds. So, there's really no defined weight of how heavy a package is.
I see. And for anybody wanting to work cargo, what's a piece of advice that you would give them if they wanted to work cargo? How would they go about working cargo as a cargo agent for UPS, FedEx, Amazon, stuff like that?
Let's see. My biggest advice would probably just go down to your local commercial airport, see what's going on, make friends, and search it. Google search, because Google can tell you everything. And then if you want to do it, apply for it, and make sure you are ready to work very hard, because all of it is manual labor. So if you don't like doing manual labor, I would not suggest you to do it, because you will get a workout and you will be tired by the end of the day.
Awesome. Thanks for this interview, Dylan. As many of you know, I'm his own brother over here, and I don't work cargo, so him giving insight on his day-to-day operation to me and for you guys is all new. None of this was pre-planned. None of these questions, none of it was like this. I'm just, going off of a script in my head, and he doesn't even know what questions I'm asking him. So give it up for him coming on and talking about cargo life. We're home from Christmas vacation right now. I don't know when this video will go up, but by the time it goes up, he'll probably be back in Reno working some UPS planes. But yeah, so he wanted to do this interview with me, and here we are doing it. So with that being said, do you have any other advice, cool facts, stuff like that you want to add before we wrap this episode up and educate some people on the cargo world?
Let's see, do I have anything interesting about UPS or the cargo planes that I do?
Correct, sir, correct.
They're a lot bigger in person than you think they are. I can tell you that the engines of an A300 are a lot bigger than what you think they are. Standing right next to them, you're like, oh my goodness, this thing is huge. And then standing inside of it, you're like, wow. It's a shocker. So that's pretty much all what I have. So
yeah, I know we get an A300 every once in a while here in Little Rock, and yeah, it doesn't look that big, but you know, every once in a while one will overnight here, and I'll go drive over there, buy it, and I'm like, dang, this dang thing is huge. But like I said previously, man, thanks for hopping on here and doing this interview. I sure learned a lot. And with that being said, folks, if you like this episode, leave it a like, comment, and subscribe. Until the next video, blue skies and tailwind.